Good morning, children. We have complete first chapter of science. I gave you homework to be done. So please sincerely work it out. I still find that many of you are not watching, they are not following, they are not going through the chapters. So please see to it that you be more attentive and more regular in your studies. Chapter 2, Acid, Base and Salt. In this chapter you come across the characteristics of an acid, a base and a salt. You must have experienced that your family members sometimes complain that their chest is burning or chest is on fire. Actually, there is too much of acid secretion in their digestive tract, due to which they have that sensation. So immediately the elderly member would suggest a remedy. What do you think is suggested? Yes, they will be asked to have a glass of cold milk, or say in today's time it would be ENO which would be preferred, isn't it? Means to combat acid you are giving a basic solution. So then the question comes, what are acids and base? Acids are those substances which are sour in taste, that is its main property. It will be sour in taste, khatta hota hai. Whereas base is bitter, okay? Its taste is very unpleasant. Second point is, acids change the color of blue litmus paper red, whereas bases turn the red litmus paper blue. These are the 2 points of identification between an acid and a base. What is a litmus? Litmus is a dye which is prepared, an extract from the lichen. Lichen is a plant member of the Thallophyta kingdom. 9th standard you come across Thallophyta. So the lichens of the Thallophyta kingdom, from that the extract or the juice is taken, in which the paper is kept dipped, and that is how the litmus paper is prepared. This litmus paper is said to be an indicator, natural indicator that too. Indicators are those substances which are added to a medium to identify whether it is an acid or a base. So it's a natural indicator because it obtained from the plant extract. Turmeric is yet another natural indicator. You see, when you have your curry spilled on the dress, it will be yellowish in color, but the moment you apply soap solution on it, it will turn to orange to bright red in color. So turmeric is also a very good indicator. Similar such natural indicators are red cabbage leaves, the colored petals of some flowers, especially hydrangea, petunia, geranium. These juices are used as indicators to check whether the given solution is an acid or a base. Apart from that, there are synthetic indicators which are made in laboratory, methyl orange and phenolphthalein. They also are used to test whether it's an acid or a base. Now, a very important question which is often asked is, you are provided with 3 test tubes, you are given 3 test tubes. One is containing distilled water and the other 2, one acid and the other base. So total 3. And you are given only red litmus paper to check whether which one is acid, base and which is all water. Now it's very dangerous to taste or smell it. Unknown substances should never be tasted or smelled because that can prove risk to your health. Then what will you do? Well, the red litmus paper which has been given to you, you dip it in base. So it will turn to blue. Red litmus paper turns blue. Correct? So that is a base. So you can keep that test tube labeled base and separate it. Now the remaining 2 test tubes. In that, if there is no change in the red colored litmus paper, then it is an acid. But if the color changes to purple, then it is distilled water. Means if the red litmus paper becomes wet, it will be purple in shade. Understood? Okay. Now we will try to understand the acid and base based on its property. For that, there are activities given in this book. The first activity is telling you that you take any one of the following sample. All are not necessary. Hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, acetic acid, all these are acids which are taken. Any one will do. Similarly, you take a solution of base, either sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide or ammonium hydroxide. Any base will do. And then you take a drop of these solutions in a test tube or a watch glass and then try to test it with red litmus paper, blue litmus paper, phenolphthalein and methyl orange. After this test, you have to write the table. So see how it would look like. If the solution is acid, then the red litmus paper will not show any change, but the blue will become red. In phenolphthalein, the color will become, if you add phenolphthalein, it will not show any color, it is colorless. But methyl orange in the acid will show red color. Similarly, if it is a base, the red litmus paper will turn blue, but the blue will not show any change. And phenolphthalein indicator, if you add to base, it will become pink color. And if methyl orange is added to the base, it will become yellow color. So these are how you identify the acid and the base. Along with that, I told you smelling. There are olfactory indicators. Olfactory stands for smell. So those indicators by the smell, if you can identify them, you call as olfactory indicators. In the activity 2, they have given you how you can prepare one. Onion indicator. You take onion, chop it into very small pieces, crush it also if you want, and along with that onion you add the cloth, strips of fine cloth, and keep this entire arrangement in a polythene bag, tie it up completely sealed and keep it overnight. Next day morning, if you smell that cloth strips, it will be giving out a pungent smell of onion. Onion is a very strong smelling substance. Now you take that pieces of cloth, that is the strips of cloth, and test it for acid and base. In that case, that piece of cloth will be acting as an olfactory indicator. It's not necessary that onion only should be taken. You can also go for vanilla essence, which you add for the cake preparation, ice cream preparation, and clove oil. Clove stands for loving, the spices which is added in making garam masala. So the clove oil is available, especially when you have toothache. Then you add this clove oil on your tooth. So clove oil, vanilla and onion, all these three are said to be olfactory indicators. If you test them with acid and base, you'll find that there are no changes if it's an acid. The smell, there won't be any change. Means the onion strip will smell like onion, the vanilla strip will smell like vanilla, and the clove oil will have a smell of the clove. But if a base is added, then the smell disappears. The smell is no longer felt. So olfactory indicator is used in checking acid and base. Clear? The next topic which we have is, what are the reactions of acid and base with metals? So we will take up acid portion today. You have to take an acid, okay, and then test it with any metal. Now this activity which has been given over 2.3 is the same activity in the first chapter you have come across, and I have also given you a supporting video for it. In a test tube you take zinc, here it is shown, in a test tube you take zinc pieces and then close the arrangement as it is given. Now why this arrangement is made? To collect hydrogen gas. Okay. If you don't want to make this arrangement, you can directly have a test, this portion can be cut off from here and can be kept open like this, so the hydrogen gas will start coming out into the air. Here you are getting the hydrogen gas from the water medium because it was not soluble in water, so it will come up. Clear? Anyway, you can arrange it. Now once it is closed, you take hydrochloric acid inside and then close it. So what will happen? Hydrochloric acid will react with zinc pieces and hydrogen gas will be given out. This hydrogen gas, when it comes out, if you are collecting it over here, if you cut it off over here, if the hydrogen gas comes out over here, you just bring a glowing splinter, means jalti with tili, near the mouth. The gas will burn with a loud noise. This you must have seen in the video which was given as a support in the first chapter. So hydrogen gas is an explosive gas. So here also they have shown that as the hydrogen gas starts coming out, it will explode if you bring a candle towards it. Which means the general statement for the metal with acid would be shown like this. Acids react with any metals to form metallic salt and hydrogen gas. Metallic salt means salt of that metal. Now here the metal which I have taken is zinc. So it will be zinc chloride. If I take calcium, then it will be calcium chloride. Aluminium, then aluminium chloride. Understood? That is the general statement, metallic salt. So sulfuric acid, another acid. Then it will be the salt of the metal, zinc sulfate, and hydrogen gas is given out. Understood? Second one is reaction of metals. The metal react with, acid reacts with metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate. What do you understand by metal carbonate? Sodium carbonate will be a metal carbonate. Calcium carbonate will be a metal carbonate. Understood? Magnesium carbonate is a metal carbonate. And metal hydrogen carbonate stands for bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate, baking soda, is sodium bicarbonate. So what will be the reaction when metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate reacts with acid? For that, again they have shown you an experiment. Here you are taking sodium carbonate in the test tube and you add an acid to it. For adding acid, they have kept a thistle funnel. There is a funnel which is shown through which you can add the acid. Okay, sodium carbonate is taken earlier and then you close it with a cord having 2 holes, and through one you are adding the acid. Through the other hole you pass a delivery tube, and the tube ends in a test tube containing lime water. Lime water means what? Calcium hydroxide solution. Chunanu pani. Because, let us see why. Now the moment you add acid, the sodium carbonate reacts with acid and carbon dioxide is given out. This carbon dioxide starts filling up in this test tube. Now in the test tube you have taken lime water. So lime water reacts with carbon dioxide to form calcium carbonate, which is insoluble white precipitate. So the color of this solution, which was colorless, will become white cloudy. Did you understand that? I'll put a supporting video for this in this along with it, so that you get a better idea. So therefore, if we try to take a metal carbonate, this is a general statement, acid reacting with metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate will give metallic salt, water and carbon dioxide. This is an upward arrow. Upward arrow stands for liberation of the gas. So here you have HCl, Na2CO3, that is metal carbonate, giving NaCl, H2O and carbon dioxide. This is a salt. If it reacts with metal hydrogen carbonate, that is NaHCO3, then also NaCl, H2 and carbon dioxide. The only difference between these two is of the balancing part. Understood? Now, this carbon dioxide which is liberated, I told you, is passed through lime water. So when you are passing it through lime water, it will form CaCO3, that is the insoluble white precipitate. So the solution becomes colorless, white color, cloudy white color. Now if you continue passing carbon dioxide into this mixture, that is CaCO3 and H2O, if you continue passing more amount of carbon dioxide, then it will dissolve and form calcium bicarbonate, HCO3. समझ में आ रहा है? Calcium carbonate is insoluble white precipitate, but if in that solution again more amount of carbon dioxide is passed, it will form calcium bicarbonate. Understood? So that is reaction of metal hydrogen carbonate or metal carbonate with acid. Now if an acid and base is to react, there is an activity given in your textbook. You are taking NaOH solution and then adding few drops of phenolphthalein. So what will happen? The color of the solution will become pink. Remember I told you earlier, base and phenolphthalein pink. And then you add acid drop by drop. When you add acid drop by drop, it will become colorless. The moment it becomes colorless, the solution which was pink becomes colorless, means it has become a neutral solution. Because an acid reacts with a base to form salt and water. Clear? This reaction of acid with base forming metallic salt and water is called a neutralization reaction. And the experiment is called titration experiment, which you will come across in 11th science. You will have to do it. So HCl plus NaOH giving NaCl and water, salt and water is formed. Understood? The last topic for today is the reaction of metal oxide with acid. You take copper oxide in a beaker and add hydrochloric acid to it. You will find that slowly the color changes. Why? See, you are taking acid and copper oxide is added, so copper chloride and water is formed. Copper chloride is green color. So the color of copper oxide will turn to green. Instead of copper oxide with acid, if you take copper oxide with H2SO4, the second acid, then the salt formed is copper sulfate, so it will become blue. Here it is forming copper chloride green and here it is forming copper sulfate blue. Another example of metallic oxide, calcium oxide, if it reacts with acid, calcium chloride and water. Magnesium oxide with acid will be magnesium salt, that is nitrate, because here it is nitric acid taken. and water. So what you come across is these two reactions, especially if you see acid plus base, metallic salt and water, acid plus metallic oxide is salt and water. Both the reactions are exactly same. That means the metallic oxides must be a basic in nature. Therefore, the same reaction is coming. So metallic oxides are basic in nature. Understood till here? So we have completed the topic on reaction of metallic oxide with acids. In all we have done acid plus metal, acids reaction with metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate, acids reaction with base and acids reaction with metal oxides. We will continue with the chapter in the next class. Okay.